Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and learn how to treat personal finance kind of like a video game skill tree. If you want to unlock those higher levels and build some serious wealth over time, well, you just can't skip straight to the final boss. You gotta master the basics first. So today we're gonna break down 5 basic principles of managing your finances, and we're gonna do it in plain, everyday language. Now, in this internet-driven world where trading apps make investing look honestly as easy as ordering takeout on your phone, it's incredibly tempting to think you can just DIY the whole thing right from day one. But here's the truth. While access is literally easier than ever before, it is just as easy to lose absolutely everything if you don't have a solid foundation built up first.
And this brilliant quote from Investopedia it perfectly captures that exact danger. It says, "The stock market is an expensive place to learn how to invest." I mean, hit the nail on the head, right? It really shows why we need to master the basics before jumping into the deep end of the financial pool. Because without the right knowledge, your hard-earned money just becomes, well, very expensive tuition paid directly to the market.
So here is our step-by-step roadmap to demystify money management today. Level 1 is mastering the 50-30-20 budget. Level 2, building that emergency fund. Level 3 is setting your money goals. Level 4, starting investing early. And finally, Level 5, diversifying to reduce risk.
All right, starting right off with Level 1, master the 50-30-20 budget.
So the 50-30-20 rule is just this wonderfully simple budgeting framework. It basically dictates that half your income, 50%, goes directly to essential bills. We're talking utilities, rent, groceries. Then 30% goes to your wants, the fun stuff like concert tickets, traveling, or eating out. And that final 20%, that is dedicated strictly to your savings and investments. It's great because it completely takes the guesswork out of where your paycheck should actually be going every month.
Moving right along to Level 2, build that emergency fund.
Listen, this right here is a massive, absolutely crucial focus point for anyone's financial journey. You literally need precautionary cash available at any time to deal with everyday surprises. Think about it, a random car repair, or maybe a sudden medical bill. Why is an emergency fund so incredibly important? Well, because without it, if life throws you a curveball, you might actually be forced to cash out your long-term investments early. And as the data clearly shows, pulling money out of certain investment accounts or CDs too soon often results in heavy fees and nasty tax penalties. It completely stunts your financial growth.
So, the whole point of money management, honestly, the absolute #1 rule here is simply to spend less than you make. That's it. Living within your means ensures you are actually funding that emergency account, so you don't end up relying on toxic, high-interest credit card debt just to survive a bad month.
Okay, let's jump to Level 3, set your money goals.
Whether you want to, say, buy a new apartment, travel the world, buy a sleek new car, or honestly, just have total peace of mind, you really have to visualize it. Setting specific, tangible goals for saving and investing gives your money a clear purpose. So instead of that abstract, kind of boring idea of just saving for the future, you're suddenly saving for that dream trip to Japan or that down payment on a house. Tying your money to real, concrete goals like these makes the whole effort feel incredibly real and way more motivating.
To actually hit these concrete goals, the AFG Guide recommends this handy 4-step calculation. First up, determine your regular savings amount. Second, factor in any extra cash receipts, like a bonus at work or a nice tax refund. Third, define your investment horizon. And fourth, factor in the expected return. Now that investment horizon, which is just a fancy way of saying how long you plan to keep the money invested, directly dictates what kind of returns you can expect. Basically, a longer horizon means you have the time to take on slightly different risks for potentially higher rewards.
All right, time for Level 4, start investing early.
A major trap that so many new DIY investors fall into is trying to outsmart the market. They try guessing the daily stock drops and surges. But here's the secret. You really can't reliably time the market. No one can. Instead, the real secret is time in the market. You want to let compounding, which is where the earnings on your money literally start earning their own money, do the heavy lifting for you over a long period of time.
And to prove just how dangerous it is to try jumping in and out of the market, take a look at this staggering number. Fidelity Research found that if you had an investment tracking the S&P 500 between 1980 and 2023, and you cashed out trying to perfectly time things, missing just the 5 best single days in the market during that entire 43-year period would have reduced your portfolio's returns by 37%. I mean, let that sink in for a second. Missing just 5 days cost you over a third of your wealth. Just stay invested, folks.
And finally, we arrive at Level 5, diversify to reduce risk.
So, Stripping away all that intimidating financial jargon for a minute. Diversification really just means not putting all your eggs in one basket. In layman's terms, you want a good mix of different investments. That way, if some of the investments in your portfolio drop because of a sudden shift in the economy, others might actually rise, or at least stay steady. It really helps smooth out all the bumps along your financial journey.
Oh, and as a quick bonus tip before we wrap up today, when you level up in your career and change jobs, please do not forget your old 401k or retirement accounts. I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but Americans actually abandon $1.7 trillion a year simply by leaving old accounts behind and totally forgetting about them. Always roll your money over so it keeps working for you.
So those are the 5 basic principles to level up your finances. Now I really want to hear from you. What is your very first financial goal? Let us know down in the comments below. And as you start checking off these levels and building that wealth, I want you to ask yourself, what is the true cost of choosing not to play the game at all? Please make sure to like this explainer and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Thanks for exploring this with me today, and happy leveling.